Okay, we're going to look at factorising some special quadratics. This is called finding the difference of two squares. So before we start, let's look at expanding these brackets first, and that will help us see how we can factorise these quite quickly. So if we remember, we're going to use FOIL, firsts, outsides, insides, lasts. So we'll multiply the firsts, we get x squared. The outsides, we get minus xy. The insides, we get plus xy, and then the lasts we get minus y squared. Now what we do is we simplify this. So if we simplify this, we have no other x squareds, but looking at collecting like terms, we have a minus xy and we have a plus xy. Minus 1xy plus 1xy is 0, so they cancel. So that is 0, and I'm left with minus y squared. So every time we get the same letter at the start of the bracket, the same letter at the end of the bracket, with a plus and a minus in the brackets, we will end up with that letter squared minus the other letter squared. So if we look at factorising this one here, they are both squared. The difference comes from the subtract, and the two squares, well, they are squared numbers. So here we go. If we open some brackets up, to factorise this, we have a in both brackets at the start, we have a plus and a minus, and then we have a b in the end of both brackets, and that's it factorised. So to factorise these, it's recognition. If we look at this one here, again, we have the difference of two squares because a squared is a square number. It's a minus, that's the key thing here, it doesn't work for a plus. 25 is the same as saying 5 squared. And then we've got b squared, which is another square number. So in this case, we open up a pair of brackets. We start with the a in both brackets. We have a plus and we have a minus. And now we have 5b in both brackets. Next one, same again. X squared, b squared. They're square numbers, 3 squared. 49 is a square number because it's 7 squared. So like I said up here, if you know your square numbers, this is very straightforward. So now we have 3x at the start of each bracket, and we have a plus and a minus, and we have 7b at the end of each bracket. And that's the difference of two squares. Let's have a look at some more challenging ones. Okay, on first glance, these look really quite horrific, but they're not. If you think about this again, 16 is just 4 squared. So I will write this differently so you can see that. Okay, so now we're going to factorise this. They're all squared. So here goes a pair of brackets, x at the start, a plus and a minus. In this case, we have y over 4 and we have y over 4. It's all about the recognition. 81 is 9 squared. 49 is 7 squared. 1 is actually 1 squared. That one does catch people out. So here we go. 9a in the front of each bracket, a positive and a negative. 1 over 7, 1 over 7, and that's done. Let's finish on an easier one. Hopefully you can see that 1 is the same as saying 1 squared. So here we go. That is equal to a plus 1, a minus 1. And that is the difference of two squares. Have a look at the next video on how to factorise by grouping. Don't forget to like and subscribe.